Many riders rely too much on their rear brake when doing slow speed maneuvers. Now, using a lot of rear brake is a way of compensating for poor clutch control. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 3 exercises that will help you fine tune your clutch control. So hang tight. Hey guys, I'm Paul the Motor Guy and welcome to my channel where I pass on riding tips, practice drills, and defensive riding strategies. Now I'm a rider coach, a motorcycle sergeant, and owner and instructor at Pro Rider Center, Texas, where we teach police riding skills to civilian riders. As we all know, there is very little space between being in the friction zone and fully engaged. So to have good clutch control requires fine motor skills. Now, if you watch the clutch hand of good slow speed riders, you will see there's very little clutch movement, if any at all. The problem that I see with most riders is that they let out too much clutch, which causes them to pick up speed. And then they end up using a lot of rear brake to control their speed. Now, when I started working on fine tuning my clutch control, I used 3 exercises: the straight line cone weave, the figure 8 exercise, and an offset weave with no cones. The key is you want to use no brakes, just the clutch to control your speed. Now, all these exercises are done in first gear. When I show my demo rides, I will show an overall view of the exercise, and then I will show you a video of the clutch. Now, as you're watching, I want you to notice just how little clutch movement there is. Now, let's go over the straight line cone weave. Now, when you do the straight line cone weave, you're going to have the cones at a distance that you're comfortable with, and then move them closer together as your skill level improves. And you can use as many cones as you want. Now, for my demo, my cones will be 12 feet apart, and I'll be using 6 cones. Now, the goal is to weave through all the cones with no brakes, which looks like this. Now, I will keep working on this exercise until you can complete it successfully with no brakes. And then I would add in the figure 8 exercise. So when you're doing the figure 8 exercise, you can start with the pivot cones at a distance that you're comfortable, or you can use no pivot cones. Remember, the goal is to complete the exercise with no brakes. Now, the pivot cones for my demo will be 15 feet apart. Now let's head out and ride this one. As you can see, there was very little clutch movement, if any at all, and my foot is off the rear brake pedal. Now, my last exercise is the offset weave with no cones. Now, for this exercise, I'm going to make a 180-degree turn in one direction, and then once I complete my turn and the motorcycle is straight up and down, I will immediately make a turn in the opposite direction. So if my first turn was to the right, then my next turn will be to the left. Now I'm going to repeat this and try to run out of space. So let's check it out. Now, when you first start doing these drills, you're going to feel very uneasy, but you will quickly realize just how much you rely on the rib brake. Now, I've done in-depth videos on each one of these exercises. Now, here's a video I did on how to properly do the figure 8 exercise. Now, I recommend you checking out this video along with the other videos I did before you start to practice these drills. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Now, until next time, practice, 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 and ride safe.